The GP will see you now. The GP will see you now.
Don't forget to bring the receiver back. Yes.
Hello, hello, hello. 1 2 1 2.
Okay.
1 2 1 2.
It's okay.
The GP will see you now. 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 The GP will see you now.
Welcome to the grand finale of the 2021 UIM XCAT World Championship right here at the Dubai GP. And just when you thought you have had all the excitement that you could handle, Well, this competition has given us even more. After this morning's pole position laps, where the teams go out to qualify for the best position on the course, Dubai Police, the current leaders of this year's championship, finished first. But in a massive twist of fate, Dubai Police were disqualified from their pole position, having their time deleted, leaving them smack bang bottom of the leaderboard and promoting Abu Dhabi 5 to the top of the pack. That now means that the championship leaders and yesterday's race winners now have a real battle on their hands in order to win that championship crown that they want oh so desperately. But let's run through the highlights from the race that happened yesterday, just to freshen your minds as to what happened.
The performance this morning from them was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I mean, as a team manager, I'm watching the times on the screen up in timing, and basically Martin has taken 2 seconds off his lap this morning, which is brilliant. Every day he goes out, he's cutting seconds off. We've gone from literally 0 in Fujairah up to middle of the pack, and if this guy gets his way, we'll be at the top of the pack this afternoon.
It was very tight, but we were concentrating on finishing 2 long laps, getting them done and getting good gap, and that's how you win a race. We just fight till the end, and that's how it goes.
What an incredible first round we've had at the UIM XCAT World Championship Dubai GP. We had changes of position all the way through the leaderboard, but it was Dubai Police that got that all-important win that brings them one step closer to being named world champions.
Welcome everybody. Another day, another powerboat-filled action-packed session at the UIM XCAT World Championship. Once more, welcome to the Dubai Grand Prix for the second and final event of the season. This is John, and along with Stu, we will be keeping you company for another intense day of racing. And now we have the results for the pole position 2 for race 2. In first place, Abu Dhabi 5 and Team 6 in number 2. HPI Racing Team in third and Abu Dhabi 4 in fourth. Team GB picking up the pace in position 5 and Foresti Swardi in 6th. 222 Offshore in 7th and New Star in 8th. Victory Team in 9th and Team Pasta Amato in 10th. Team Kuwait in 11th and Dubai Police in 12th. You can see the pilots preparing to leave. The white flag is up. For the uninitiated, the white flag gives the signal for the pilots to prepare. Team managers looking quite anxious for the final and telepropoling race. Dubai Police, helmed by Nabir bin Hendi and Arif Al Zafain, getting ready. Lovely day in Dubai. Now let's go through the race course. We have a starting lap of 2.02 nautical miles, racing lap totaling 3.56 nautical miles, and a long lap of 407 nautical miles. The total length is 63.54 nautical miles. That is approximately 117 kilometers. As a whole, there will be 1 starting lap, 15 race laps, along with 2 long laps. If we go through a quick recap of yesterday's race, Dubai Police with Arif Al Zafain and Nadir bin Hindi, both Emirati nationals, further solidify their lead in the championship, earning the first spot on the podium on home ground and putting quite a lot of smiles on the faces of the home crowd. Team Abu Dhabi 5, helmed by Rashid Al Tayer and Majid Al Mansouri, took the second spot on the podium, remaining in second place overall after a hard-fought battle with Dubai Police. Team Abu Dhabi 4, helmed by Sean Torrente and Faleh Al Mansouri, currently lying in fourth place, put on a masterful display of piloting, taking third place and making a statement that it's not over till it's over. In fifth place, we have a team victory of Eric Stark and Mohamed Al Yamahi, whilst a new star of Mikhail Kitashev and Dmitry Vandyshev are in sixth. Giovanni Carpitella and Darren Nicholson in seventh. HPI of brothers Rosario and Giuseppe Schiano Di Cola in eighth. Foresti Esguardi in ninth with Roberto Lopiano and Gianpaolo Montavoci. Pasta Amato in 10th with Alfredo Amato and Saul Bubako. In 11th, Team Kuwait of Abdulatif Al Omani and Mustafa Al Dashti. And last but definitely not least, Team GB, helmed by Scott Williams and Morton Campbell. How is it out there, Stu?
I've got to say that the conditions at the moment, the wind is picking up, certainly where I was earlier watching the boat leave the marina, and with all, well, let's just call it excitement, shall we?
Absolutely.
With all the excitement that we've got coming, I think the weather might be the least of our troubles.
Indeed, indeed. The pole positions results of today added another element of excitement to the race. Dubai Police being disqualified and earning the 12th and last spot in the pole positions.
That's right. So Abu Dhabi 5, their closest competitor within the leaderboard for this 2021 UIM XCAT World Championship, promoted to first place. Now, I'm sure for the teams this isn't really what they were planning when they were waking up this morning, having their breakfast, thinking about what their day may bring. But for fans, spectators, audience members and general sports know-it-alls, this is exactly what we wanted, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, we did see the drivers in the paddocks earlier today. The drivers of Dubai Police did look a bit distraught, but Nabir bin Hindi did mention when we spoke to him yesterday after the results that they understand the weight and the gravity of driving for Dubai Police. And I remember when you asked them whether they thought at some point they couldn't pass, he quite emphatically answered no. When we get into the boat and the hatch closes, we fight until the end. So
they are definitely confident, and we did see yesterday that when HPI suffered a very similar issue and they were just their fastest time deleted in the pole position race, and they started from 12th, they managed to make an awful lot of headway and finish finally in 4th. So it does show that conditions, if you have got a steady, quick boat, that this championship means that you can make headway through the pack. But there are so many variables, which means we genuinely cannot call how this is going to go.
Yeah, the brothers Schiano Di Cola are probably one of the most passionate drivers in the paddock. They are currently in third place in the pole positions. So I'm expecting quite a lot of good racing on their part.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And when I spoke to Rosario earlier today, he did mention that the ambition for them as a team is to continuously improve. So last year they were fighting to be in the top 7. This year fighting to be in the top 5. And by their own admission, and I think to the admission for most of us fans, is that actually they're surpassing their own ambitions, particularly here in Dubai. And I wonder if that might be down to just how good our hosts have been while the championship has been here, because all the drivers seem very relaxed, and that does mean that actually you've got yourself some optimum performance. And as we look at the leaderboard there, we do have Dubai Police in top position with 126 points, but there are only 18 points separating them and Abu Dhabi 5. And this is the battle for the championship that we will speak about for a very, very long time once this race comes to its dramatic conclusion. Because right now, you've got to say, Abu Dhabi 5, they might be holding the upper hand.
Definitely. I'm sure they're feeling the pressure to perform today. You can see the boats, they're slowly making their way, followed by the XCAT. Team Abu Dhabi 5, currently in first position in the polls. You can see behind Team Foresti, Swardi and 222 Offshore making their way as well.
And this is the thing, we've got Abu Dhabi 5 in pole position as we head into this race, but they've got some very, very quick boats behind them. Team 6, who are really going from strength to strength in this championship, and HPI Racing, as we've already spoken about, really have got the bit between their teeth, because I tell you what, they can sniff a podium here today, and HPI are going to be pushed by Abu Dhabi 4. We're going to see a team helping a team. What are the bets that Abu Dhabi 4 hold up the rest of the pack? And we just see there Dubai Police bringing up the rear. But I would hazard a guess that is not where they're going to finish. They will have the fires of ambition burning under their hull right now, won't they?
Definitely. Nadir bin Hendi, the driver, is a veteran of the sport. He did start in the mid-90s with traditional wooden powerboat racing, actually, Stu.
Wow!
So then he moved to aquabites. Aquabites winning quite a few world titles, but his switch to actually being a throttle man is where he found his true success.
That is a man with serious pedigree.
That's why it's not over till it's over. They might be in last position in the polls, but as you said, I don't think they'll end up in last place.
I would suspect that they're going to let the first half a lap get away from them, let the pack figure it out at the front. If there's going to be any kind of incidents, it's more than likely going to happen in that first corner and then round into the straight and into the chicane. That is where, certainly in the first lap, we're going to see some elbows out, some toing and throwing, some hijinks even potentially. And Dubai Police are not called the Legends for nothing, because they know exactly what they are doing. Enjoy the double negative at home. They are going to be biding their time, and they will have thought about this, and they will have a plan on how best to deal with what is in front of them. All they need to do is finish within 18 points of Abu Dhabi 5. There is going to be a lot of permutations as we go through this race, and myself and John are going to try our best with our little calculator to figure out just how the change of positions and therefore the change of points will impact the overall standing of the championship. Let's just remind you that this is the final race of the championship, and so it all hinges on this. I don't want to put the pressure on anyone, but this is the time to perform, if ever.
Absolutely, Stu. After a big layoff for sporting events around the world, we were finally back for an event in Fujairah and now in the lovely Dubai. It's been a good one. It's been an intense one, and here we have the teams slowly getting into position. White flag is still up.
Now, this is really where the team managers, this is where they're going to be biting their lip, chewing their nails, hanging on to something for dear life, because their job is done. They can't do anything now until they start, and then they can start to have a little conversation about how the map in front of their drivers and throttlemen are playing out. So for anybody who isn't aware of how the start in the XCAT World Championship takes place, what you're looking for is the green flag to be raised from the XCAT out there. That signals the drivers to go, and then that will happen when all the boats are in a line and ready to go. It really is going to be, I mean, I'm struggling with the excitement, with the adrenaline. This is exactly what the well, if you're impartial, if you're neutral, this is kind of how you wanted to see the championship play out. The thing is, there's lots of people out there who aren't impartial and aren't neutral and are going to be cheering on their favourite team from the sidelines and from their armchairs or other chairs at home, aren't they?
Definitely, and we do have to thank the lovely city of Dubai for being such an excellent host, and obviously the members of the UIM XCAT organizing team, Pasquale Cesana, along with Sebastiano, have done a great job. We have the lap, as mentioned, a starting lap of 2.02 nautical miles, 15 race laps, 2 long laps, with the total race course coming at about 63.54 nautical miles.
That is a long lap, but not long enough for some competitors, I imagine. And it is during that long lap, which each team need to take 2 long laps. They can take more, but you wouldn't want to advise that. That is when a lot of manoeuvres take place. And now we have the yellow flag raised, which means we are waiting for the competitors to form a nice orderly line with each other. It's almost akin to a rolling start at this stage. And once all of the 12 boats are lined up, the yellow flag will be replaced with a green one. And that is when the throttles will open up. And these 12 teams of the 2021 UIM XCAT World Championship, they are going to make themselves known. They are going to be loud. They are going to be ferocious. It is going to be a championship deciding race. I cannot stress enough how important this race is.
The pace cat is speeding up, so we might be having the green flag very shortly. You did mention it is quite a long race course, Stu, but these boats are powered by 2 Mercury Racing 400 ROS outboard engines. They produce about 400 HP each, so it might not be as long as we think.
That's right, and we were talking to Zaid, who is from the engine providers. Make sure that you do tune in for an interview with that very interesting young man, and he was telling us how these engines are specifically designed for the XCAT boats. They can't be tampered with, they arrive from the factory sealed, and that means that the competition, the championship, is a level playing field, and the only variables are the drivers, the throttle men, and the little bits of tinkering that you can do whilst your boats are in the paddock, which incidentally is not a lot. So what you're witnessing is always the skill of the teams and the drivers over any kind of financial or mechanical advantage in, say, you might find in other championships, which I'm not going to mention for legal reasons.
He did actually quite characteristically describe them as absolute beasts.
He
if I'm
did,
not mistaken.
verbatim, is exactly what he said. These engines are absolute beasts, and it's very hard to disagree with him on that note. And we are just now waiting for the final boats to get themselves into position. We are very, very close now to the green flag being raised and for the action to start. It isn't every day that you get to see 12 of the world's most powerful powerboats in the world's most competitive powerboat championship do what they do best, which is fight, race, compete, and because we're very lucky, make a very loud noise. We're nearly there.
Moments away.
We're waiting on tender hooks. We can't quite see who is responsible for the flag, but I imagine it's one of the very, very lovely XCAT Championship organisers and team members who have done such a great job of putting this competition in very challenging circumstances, both here in Fujairah, and a great job done by the teams, the competitors, the organisers, and of course the beautiful host city that we're in right now of Dubai, who could not have done any more to make us all feel welcome and cater to our every single need. It has meant that we have seen one of the best races of all time here in the 2021 UIM XCAT World Championship, but maybe we're about to see another one that is going to wipe yesterday's race out of our memories and into the history books, as this one really does prove to be one of the most important races in this championship to date.
The team managers didn't seem quite stressed over looking the screen, waiting for the start.
It's a rather long wait for this start.
Indeed, I think they're as stressed as we are, eh?
I imagine they're probably more stressed.
Probably right, Stu. Yellow flag is still up.
The
We're
yellow flag
waiting
is up.
for the green.
And it's interesting to know what we might learn about conditions on that side of the course, because if they're waiting for the boats to line up, it could mean that there's a fair amount of wind on that side, and that of course impacts how the course will enable these competitors to put down their best lap times and of course compete with each other for position in the final grid on the final leaderboard.
And
we're off.
The green flag is up. Here we go, ladies and gents.
It's action time in the final race of the UIM XCAT World Championship for 2021, the final race of the season. A champion will be crowned at the conclusion of this race. And oh my word, we have seen a lightning start as they head towards the first corner. And it looks like 222 offshore.
With Victory Team right behind them, 2-2 offshore on a flying start.
And yesterday Victory did start very strongly and then lost pace after 2 laps, but they were holding up the rest of the pack, which really did make a difference. But Abu Dhabi 5 are gaining on 222 offshore. 222 offshore did say they don't have the pace that they would have wanted when they came into this. They were struggling, but Abu Dhabi 5 have made very quick work of them as they head round.
Indeed, I do think Rashid Al-Tahir and Majid Al-Mansouri have their eyes on the prize, so I'm sure they're going to put on their best
but a bit of a
performance.
mistake going into that corner, and they've lost a bit of time.
Indeed.
They've taken it really, really tight, and that is Abu Dhabi 4 into second, which means we've got an Abu Dhabi 1-2, but 222 offshore have taken them, and now they're back into second with 6 in fourth, and it's a bit of a melee as we head through. But Dubai Police are the ones that we need to keep half an eye on, because they've made up a position already.
They're actually in 10th place at the moment, so they're slowly gaining up on the pack.
That's it, they've already made quick work of 2 of their competitors and jumped ahead of Pastor Amato into 10th place.
So just a quick recap. At the moment we have Abu Dhabi 5 in first position, 222 offshore in second, Abu Dhabi 4 in third, Team 6 in fourth, Foresti Aswardi in fifth, HPI Racing Team in sixth, Team GB in seventh, and position number 8, New Star. Victory Team in 9th, Dubai Police in position 10, and Team Pasta Amato in 11th.
This
is getting exciting.
This is getting exciting. I just can't fathom what is going on inside those cockpits at the moment. And indeed what's going on the sidelines of the team managers will now be furiously trying to figure out the best way for their teams to take advantage of what is unfolding in front of them. The key to the key to this entire championship right now as it stands is Abu Dhabi 5 have to win realistically, with Dubai Police finishing lower than 9th position, just to give them a bit of a cushion. And then it will be Abu Dhabi 5, who have finished second on 3 occasions, plus means that they will finally be a world champion. But there is still an awful long way to go.
Indeed, but their teammates in Team Abu Dhabi 4 are also in third position, so they're aiming for another podium spot for Team Abu Dhabi. Obviously, we have Sean Torrente in the cockpit over there. If you don't know of Sean, he did start his racing career at a very young age. Actually, he took on one of his father's boats just for a quick lap. His father did realize that he's 2 or 3 seconds faster than his dad, so he's like, yeah, maybe I should just support you and you can do all the work.
That's right, the Floridian Sean there, who has been showing his skill and pace since he could probably pilot a boat before he could walk. But it is Abu Dhabi 5 that are retaining the lead, closely followed by Abu Dhabi 4, which is, lest we forget, the perfect scenario for that team. 222 offshore putting in one heck of a shift, followed by 6, followed by HPI, the family Italian team, Foresti and Saudi, Team GB, followed by Victory. That is getting very close very quickly. New Star and then Dubai Police. Dubai Police are looking very, very quick. They have a plan. I can feel it in their waters.
Definitely, and definitely keep an eye out on the long laps. It's still quite early on. We're only in lap number 3. So, yeah.
Now, as John accurately said there, when the long laps start to impact and they start to take those laps, that is going to be where things really do change. There's a lot of tactics involved. People might think that this is just a case of opening up the throttle and flying around. But the reality is, it's a lot more complicated than that. There are tactics at play, not to mention everybody else has to think about what everybody else is doing. It's really a game of very, very damp chess rather than powerboat sometimes, isn't it?
I like that, damn chess, that's a good one. So just to recap on everyone, we have Abu Dhabi 5 in first position, Abu Dhabi 4 in second, 222 Offshore in third, Team 6 in fourth, HPI Racing Team in fifth, Forestier Swadi in sixth position, Team GB in seventh, Victory Team in eighth, New Star in ninth, Dubai Police in 10th, and Team Pasta Amato in 11th.
And as we see Dubai Police sitting there in 10th place, they're gaining on New Star, where the gap is now only 2 seconds, which means they could jump quite a few positions once they take the long lap retrospectively. They're climbing up the pack. They know that they don't need to win this race. They just need to finish as high in the points as they can. A 5th place finish, a 6th place finish, that would do them just fine. And we see Fale Al Mansouri and Sean Torrente there in Abu Dhabi 4 doing the best job that a teammate could do, keeping the rest of the pack as far away from their championship contenders and teammates as they possibly can. And they're doing a mighty fine job of that as we see Abu Dhabi 5 completing yet another lap in the lead. Have no doubt that there will be an absolute mountain of communication between the team managers of each of those boats, making sure that they do everything they can to keep them in the lead. And 222 Offshore there, cementing a 3rd place at the moment, which was hugely unexpected given their performances yesterday and by their own admission when we spoke to them. We can't repeat how they described their boat's performance because it was rather PG, but I think they were making their point rather validly. It wasn't working very well for them, was it, John?
No, it really wasn't. And here we have Abu Dhabi 4. We did speak with Sean Torrente as well yesterday. He said it was a really good, fun yet difficult race. But with the excellent job of Faleh on the wheel and with a bit of luck, actually, he did mention that they nearly toppled their boat. It did fill up with water, but they kept on moving. So yeah, he said there's still one more to go. So he's gonna give it 150% and let the chips fall where they may, as they say.
That's right. They did mention that the boat nearly ended up in all sorts of trouble, and they also mentioned that really after the first round in Fujairah, that because they didn't have a particularly strong race, they felt their championship hopes were really out of reach by that stage, and so their main job. And we see a boy has been not just taken out, but completely obliterated by Team GB. The lion on the front of that hull must have got a little bit snacky for a boy because it absolutely took it out.
And Forestier Swadi is entering their long lap on the 4th lap of the overall race. I think this is the second boy Team GB has knocked through, isn't it?
Unfortunately, they have got a little close to the marker posts for the second time today.
A bit too close for comfort.
A little bit too close for comfort. But when you're racing hard, these are the things that happen. And I'm sure we'll look back over that incident and there may well be a conversation about whether they were left with no choice but to move out of the way of that racing line in order to keep everybody safe, in which case that's a different kind of conversation. Hopefully that conversation happens before something gets popped down on their racing license.
But Rashid and Majid of Abu Dhabi 5 are looking super strong, and they've developed quite a healthy lead. It's going to be quite a difficult task to actually make up that distance.
They're racing right out the front. They've got a clear course in front of them, so they don't have to worry about anybody else. They've also got a clear course near enough behind them and only their teammate bringing up the rear. and the gaps are really now starting to open up. I think that the back of this course is much, much more difficult than the screens are giving us credit for, but HPI are starting to catch up with their team brethren. They certainly share a flag or two.
Yeah.
But they're catching Team 6, aren't they? Who would have hoped for a slightly better weekend than the one they've had.
Indeed. But I must say, HPI Racing Team with both the brothers in the cockpit and Father Antonio as their team manager, I think I'd be pretty proud if I was their dad.
I think so. But they are going. I did hear several loud shouts of Forza as they were heading out. So I think that they are definitely up for this fight. They've been getting faster and faster and faster every single opportunity they've had to get onto the water, and it's heartwarming to see a family coming together to go round a course in the XCAT World Championship as quickly as humanly possible.
Indeed, and only with 2 years of racing experience, actually.
That's right.
So we're entering the 5th lap. Here we have a Team 6 with the most aesthetically pleasing boat. Team Abu Dhabi 5 still in first position, with Rashid and Majid putting the throttle to the max.
And I did speak to Majid earlier today, and I tell you what, even behind the sunglasses, I could tell that he meant business. He was cool, calm, collected, and he just had a feeling. Some people just radiate confidence, and he's certainly one of those. And he did say to us, don't worry, this could still be our day, this could still be our championship. And I had nothing for him but, okay. And off he went. And look at him go.
Forestier Swarty has entered their long lap once more.
The second of 2, I believe, which means that they are putting their chips down early.
Along with Pasta Amato.
And Pasta Amato, I mean, it makes sense. They're not as competitive today as they might have wanted to be. Might as well get the long laps out of the way and then really hit the pace. But it really is starting to turn into a bit of a canter for Abu Dhabi 5. But of course this could all change as the Abu Dhabi team still need to take their long laps. And as we see, I say that, but I am struggling to see who's coming around the corner, and it's HPI that are coming round the corner.
And Team GB has actually received a penalty for destroying the going through the buoy. To be expected, I guess, when you put these machines to the max, yeah, something's bound to happen.
Yeah, and I guess it comes to a certain point where you just can't change direction. If you've just got to grin and bear it, close your eyes and hope for the best.
Indeed, and let's go through the leaderboard. Team Abu Dhabi 5 is still in first position, followed by their fellow teammates in Abu Dhabi 4. 222 Offshore is currently in third, and HPI Racing Team is in fourth. Dubai Police has climbed up the ladder and is currently in 5th position. They're looking like they're gaining up on their rivals in Abu Dhabi 5.
Now let's just try and dissect this a little bit. I'm going to grab my generic calculator, rhymes with Masio, and as we look at it here, we've got Abu Dhabi 5 in first position currently. That will give them 35 championship points. Giving them, you can almost hear my cogs turning at home. 143 points. Now, Dubai Police are currently leading the championship with 126 points. If they finish in 5th, they will get, John will tell us reliably, there's a long nice pause. Maths on the go while you're watching XCAT powerboats go round and round is not the easiest thing on the planet. But I can tell you with some certainty that means they will get themselves
18 points.
18
Maths
points.
isn't my strong suit, Stu.
They will win the championship by only a couple of points, which is just absolutely unfathomable.
And Dubai Police, you can see them speeding through the water, helmed by Arif Al-Zafain, Nadir bin Hendi, both veterans of the sport, or the so-called legends. Nadir bin Hendi, a massive experience. Started his powerboating career in the 90s, so a good 20 years experience.
Yeah, huge amounts of experience. I've just gone back to my calculator. If it stays, if it stays like this, Dubai Police are going to win the championship by 1 point. 1 point. Can you believe it?
I really can't.
Of
Really
course,
can't.
we still have 11
more
laps to go. So there's an awful lot yet to play for. There's an awful lot more nautical miles to cover. There are long laps still yet to take. But right now, I'm so excited I might jump out of this commentary box and head into the sea, because I'm going to have to cool off. If Dubai Police win this championship by 1 point, there's going to be an equal amount of celebration as there is commiseration.
But can you actually believe that Abu Dhabi 4 is currently in first position, surpassing their teammates? Good old Sean Torrente putting the totals to the max. Abu Dhabi 5 in second position.
And what is happening here? I can only assume that there is a reason for this. And I'm going to start thinking what it might be. Maybe Abu Dhabi 5 are about to take their long lap, leaving Abu Dhabi 4 out the front to control the pack and hold them all up. Maybe that is what's going to happen. The team managers will know more than we will. This really is nail-biting.
It is indeed. HPI Racing Team, currently in fourth position, has entered their long lap.
Halfway through the race, just over. A solid approach to that long lap. And the 2 long laps really do add an element of excitement and can essentially blow the competition wide open.
I don't know if you can see the management team of Abu Dhabi, Team Abu Dhabi. He was swaying back and forth. He's looking quite nervous, I would say, but fairly confident at the same time.
I think there's only so much you can do. And as we move through the phases of this race, it's almost written in the stars what will happen. The problem is we can't read those stars in here, and so we're going to have to wait for the end of the race to give us an idea of how it's actually going to finish.
And Team Abu Dhabi 4 will pass right past the commentators' box right now. Let's check their stats. A little bit slower than before, but have built quite a healthy lead with their fellow teammates of Abu Dhabi 5. Teams like 222 Offshore is in third position, followed by Dubai Police in fourth position, jumping 1 more position. They're gaining. What do you think, Stu? Are they going to make it?
Do you know what? It really is just beyond my comprehension how it's going to play out. There's still enough of this race, and we saw yesterday, during yesterday's race, that so much changes in the final laps that we can make predictions, and we will, to pass the time. But the reality is we've got no idea how this will play out. We can tell you how the championship looks right now. Dubai Police up to 4th, which means nothing on earth that Abu Dhabi 5 do will give them the championship. But there is still an awful lot left to do. We've got the pack will start to bunch up. We'll have lapped teams that are going to have, basically they're just going to get in the way. And then of course the long lap as well. It really is completely open for any result.
I don't know so much. Dubai Police are looking pretty strong. I would venture a guess, if you allow me to. But after meeting Nabir bin Hendi, he is cool as ice. So I expect him to do quite well today.
I think so. He really is completely and totally dominant in the mental fortitude department, because you need to be cool as ice. And to be fair, if there was any ice in there with him, it's probably gone. But he really is looking like a man on a mission along with his teammate.
Team Abu Dhabi 5 currently in second position. Our production team doing a great job throughout the whole UIM XCAT World Championship.
The production teams that so often go overlooked.
Indeed, they do. And Team Abu Dhabi 4 Currently in first position. They've entered their long lap, I believe.
Maybe this is why Abu Dhabi 5... So I'm completely changing my opinion, by the way. Maybe this is why Abu Dhabi 5 dropped back, so they could hold up the pack, so that they could give their teammates the advantage during the long lap, as Rashid and Mashid sit back, and they've got a nice healthy lead over 222 offshore at this stage, around about 10 seconds in fairness, and so they've got a nice big gap. But the reality is they need Dubai Police to fall down a few positions, and I don't know if that's going to happen, but maybe, just maybe, when the long lap comes into play for Dubai Police...
Dubai Police are in third position.
Now look at that, Dubai Police have come through, and now we have a real battle on our hands.
And HPI are jumping up to fourth. Well done to both the brothers. 222 offshore and currently in fifth place. Helmed by Giovanni Capitella and Darren Nicholson. Darren Nicholson, quite the colourful character.
Yeah, I think he's definitely honest. And we did speak to him in the paddock just a day ago, and he was describing just the struggles that they were having with the boat here. They had a really good set of rounds in Fujairah. They were competitive, but for one reason or another, and they couldn't put their finger on it in the team either. They just could not get that boat to perform, and they had a really strong start here today. But unfortunately, pace will out, and they just started to fall down that leaderboard a little bit, haven't they?
Indeed, indeed. Let's go through the leaderboard. At the moment, we have Team Abu Dhabi 5 in first position, followed by their teammates Abu Dhabi 4 in second. Dubai Police doing a masterful display of racing in third. HPI Racing Team in fourth. 222 Offshore in fifth. Team 6 in sixth. Victory Team in seventh. Foresti Eswardi in eighth. Team New Star in ninth. Team GB in 10th. And Team Pasta Amato in 11th.
Now it looks like we've lost a competitor.
Indeed, seems Team Pasta Amato has fallen behind.
Yes, and there should be 12 boats, but I count only 11.
Indeed, indeed. Let's see.
Who are we missing?
Who are we missing?
Who are we missing? Let's have a little look through the teams.
It seems like we're missing Team Kuwait.
It does. Now, Kuwait had a bit of a problem in the pole position race earlier this morning, where they put in some laps, and then it felt like their left engine was spluttering, and it felt like almost it had dropped out of its positioning. And at that point, we've got ourselves a bit of an issue. So you're absolutely right, Johnny boy. Kuwait have dropped out of the running, and no great surprise considering they were having technical issues this morning. But congratulations nonetheless for getting that together and at least starting the race, which in itself is a massive achievement in such a short turnaround today, because we did have only a couple of hours really between the pole position races this morning to determine the pole position and the grid layout as we head into the race, and the race itself today, didn't we?
Indeed. Dubai Police are currently in third place, but they are preceded by Abu Dhabi 5 in first position and Abu Dhabi 4th in second. I believe it'll be quite a difficult task to surpass both teams. In fourth place we have HPI Racing Team, and we're waiting for the rest of the pack to come past the commentary box. Team 6 is in 5th, 22 Offshore is in 6th. Yep. And
there's a lot of sixes coming out of your mouth there.
A lot of sixes coming out.
There's a lot of sixes coming out.
It's too much excitement, Stu. I just can't handle it.
It really is, and there's still so much of this race to go. I mean, Dubai Police there, you can tell that they're on an absolute flyer because the boat is incredibly flat, but the front of the hull is just lifting out of the water, because what they're trying to do is increase the gradient of their propeller so that they get the maximum amount out of those two 400 horsepower engines, whilst reducing drag at the front of the boat, giving them the quickest possible time. And when they throttle back, that's when they want the entire boat just to settle down in the water a little bit, pick up a little bit of friction, which will slow the boat down enough to make the corners, for example, or the chicane in this course here in Dubai as well. And then up goes the throttle and away they go.
Indeed, HPI Racing and Dubai Police have entered their long lap. So I'm looking forward to see how that's going to work out for Dubai Police.
And this is where they could lose a few positions.
Indeed, let's see how it goes. Team Abu Dhabi 5 looking super solid. I wonder what's going through Rashid and Majid's head at the moment.
Now, Dubai Police have got a very, very quick team of HPI Racing behind them, and that is going to be putting an awful lot of pressure on them as they try to claw their way into being a world champion for 2021 in this UIM XCAT World Championship.
Team Abu Dhabi 5 are currently in first position, waiting for the rest of the boats. Just come back past us for the official timings. Team Abu Dhabi 4th in second.
Wait for it.
Oh,
Wait for it.
Putting the pedal to the metal, there's quite a long distance between them and the rest of the boats. Team Pasta Amato.
Lapped. They've been lapped. But it's nice for them to be in the mix, and Dubai Police there. That long lap has really hit Dubai Police, but they know that this is fine for them. If they sit in third position, that's it. They are the 2021 UIM XCAT World Champions, and there is nothing anyone can do about that.
Indeed, and Dubai Police are helmed by Arif Al-Zafain, that many say is possibly the best racer that has ever existed in the sport's 2070 year history. And judging from Dubai's Police's performance today, after being placed in 12th position in the polls, it's not too far from the truth, is it, Shu?
Yeah, they would have had an easier day if they had stayed in pole position, because the reality is, it was a bit of a silly disqualification. There was and again, we have to only surmise what happened. There was a technical infringement in Parc Ferme. A boat was touched. Now, we don't know any more about what happened, but we do know from past history just how dangerous it can be to ignore or possibly flaunt the Parc Ferme rules and conditions, whether on purpose or purely by accident. It's had a massive effect, and kudos to Dubai Police, because they are having a humdinger as they go from 12th position up to 3rd, meaning that they will claim the 2021 championship. But there is still an awful long way to go. Who knows?
Indeed, we are entering the 11th lap as we speak. Let's go through the scoreboard. First position, Abu Dhabi 5. Abu Dhabi 4th in second position. Dubai Police in 3rd. HPI Racing Team in 4th. Team 6 in 5th. 222 Offshore in 6th position. Foresti Eswadi in 7th. Team Victory are in 8th. New Star is in 9th. Team GB in number 10. And Team Pasta Amato in 11th.
And we do get ever so much closer to announcing a champion. And Abu Dhabi 4 have really put their throttle down there. They are on fire. They're outrunning the helicopters, John. That is quite an achievement.
I'm not surprised. As you mentioned, after speaking to Ziad from Mercury Racing, absolute beasts. And
absolute beasts.
I think you put the hammer on nail there.
And interestingly about these engines, they are what is referred to as dry sump engines. So the oil is within the boats, but the engines themselves have got no oil in them. They then take it from the boat themselves. And that means that they are much more reliable. They're also easier to deal with. And it looks like 6 have got a problem. The Team 6 of Tommaso Poli and Matteo Nicolini looks like they have had a problem. They're climbing out of the boat. And that is a crying shame.
That is a real shame. They have been putting on a good display of racing throughout the whole championship. And Nicolini, actually it's a home race for himself, as well as he has been living in Dubai for many years and has raced in Dubai since the 90s.
And it really is a cry, and you can see the team manager there just beside himself,
looking pretty distraught there.
And they've been having a really strong championship, and they, as you say, have raced in one format or another for a long time, but they've been favourites of the XCAT championship for a long time. But they will be back, won't they?
Absolutely, I'm sure of that. So, as we said, currently in first position, Abu Dhabi 4, healthy lead, followed by their teammates, Abu Dhabi 5, Dubai Police in third, HPI Racing in fourth, 222 Offshore in fifth, Forest Eswadi in sixth, Victory Team in seventh, New Star in eighth, Team GB in ninth, and Pasta Amato in number 10.
And that is what's going to happen now as some of the boats start to remove themselves for one reason or another. But the UIM XCAT World Championship of 2021 really is starting to hot up. You can just see, as a result of 6 pulling out and Q8 having to pull out as well, just how hard they are pushing these engines. The two 400 brake horsepower Mercury engines that propel the boats to how quick?
400 HP.
400 horsepower propel them to how quick?
400 HP. 200 kilometers per hour.
200 kilometers an hour across the water. Their average speed yesterday was 90 miles an hour.
And Dubai Police has just surpassed Abu Dhabi 4. Are they making a run for Abu Dhabi 5?
I think they might be making a play for Abu Dhabi 5 as Dubai Police make a move up the leaderboard, and now they are, as you correctly say, sat in second.
This is unbelievable. They did find themselves in last position in the polls and are currently in second position. As we said, Arif Al-Zafain, many say he's probably the best to ever have done it. They might be right.
And if it stays like this, the legends that are Dubai Police will be the 2021 UIM XCAT World Champions. They will be standing atop the podium, having been the best team of the year, and I'm sure that their emotions right now, well actually I'm sure their emotions right now will be fine, because as you say, they can handle themselves. But once this race finishes, I don't see a situation where they aren't crowned champions. But you never know, as we saw there with Q8 having to pull out and with Team 6 pulling out, anything could still happen, particularly as they must be pushing those Mercury engines as hard as possible.
Team GB has just made a move past Forest Eswadi.
Team GB really are putting their obliterated boy incident behind them.
Indeed. Gianpaolo Montevocchio, Forest Eswadi, actually had his birthday yesterday, so once more, happy birthday,
Many
Gianpaolo.
happy returns, Gianpaolo.
Oh, this is getting exciting. I wasn't expecting this, to be honest with you.
I must say, yesterday's race was climactic. There were changes at the front, there were battles in the middle of the championship pack as well, and even those at the back of the pack were battling it out for pride of position. But this race has surpassed that.
Oh, absolutely. 5 more laps to go. We're in lap 13. Can't wait to see what's going to happen
We
next.
do have 5 more laps to go in this final round of the 2021 UIM XCAT World Championship. And as it stands, Dubai Police are going to be finishing this race, finishing this season as champions, and yet could still finish this race as winners as well, as they close on the current race leaders, Abu Dhabi 5.
Oh, it's so close, but I wonder if it's going to be a repeat of yesterday's race, of race 1, whether Abu Dhabi 5 will have the lead and then Dubai Police will manage to surpass them.
This is what happened yesterday indeed. They were clawing them in and clawing them in and clawing them in until eventually they finished atop the podium, and they are racing on home waters. And this may or may not prove an advantage, but based on current form, based on what's going out there right now, and what happened yesterday, and even in pole position this morning, I think it is playing into their hands that they know the waters so well, and that also they've been racing together for so long, haven't they?
Oh yes, they did put quite a lot of smiles on faces of the home crowd yesterday. Let's see if they can do it again. Team Abu Dhabi is at 2-2 offshore.
It is.
Currently in 5th position. Let's go through the board. Team Abu Dhabi 5 in first, Dubai Police in second, Abu Dhabi 4 in third, HPI Racing in fourth, 2-2 offshore in 5th, and we're waiting for the rest of the pack. Team Victory in 6th, followed closely. Well, not that closely to be honest, it's quite a big lead.
And you've got Dubai Police, they're looking very level. Team GB coming through the timing post there.
Team GB is looking quite strong today, actually.
It is. They had a good session in pole, and then we'll yet to see what's going to happen with their infringement earlier on in this race. But they're starting to find their feet, aren't they? Because it's a new, essentially, well, it is a new crew pairing, isn't it?
Look at this shot, though, Stu. Can you imagine a better venue than Dubai?
I genuinely can't. The city of Dubai, the city of glass and dreams, maybe the city where dreams are made of if Dubai Police finish as champions.
For sure, but I think some dreams will also be shattered for some people.
Oh, you had to be the bearer of bad news, didn't
Absolutely,
you?
it's my job, Stu.
Oh, bringing us back down to earth with a clattering bang, which I'm sure might be the feeling inside the cockpit of Abu Dhabi 5 right now. They may be aware of what's happening, that their championship chances are slipping away thanks to the utter charge that has come from the team at Dubai Police. And you can see there that they are gaining on them.
I bet they're gonna make a move at some point, I'm sure they are.
100%. And we can see, as they just pass our position here, that they are remarkably close to each other, which, considering Dubai Police finished smack bang last, that is a huge, huge achievement. And it looks like Abu Dhabi 4, they've hit a little bit of inclement water there. And is it? HPI are catching Abu Dhabi 4.
Good old brothers, there they are. They're doing super well today.
And they have got the bit between their teeth. They really are getting themselves sorted when it comes to the rhythm of the beat under their watery feet, because they are getting the job done. And they've had an incredible weekend here. They had two great pole position races, and 222 offshore there.
We've only got 3 laps to go, Stu. Abu Dhabi 5 in first place, followed closely by Dubai Police. Ooh, look at this, yeah. Team Victory.
And Victory went in quite hard there, but Victory, who have started both races this weekend with an incredibly quick start, but then their pace just falls away, doesn't it?
Does indeed. Team Abu Dhabi, there, the team managers looking quite pensive. We've got Team Victory again in the shots.
Are they slowing down?
Quick fact, actually, about Team Victory, good old Stu. You know, Eric Stark, one of the pilots, is actually started racing at age 12.
12?
The good old tender age of 12.
I couldn't even spell my own name when I was 12, let alone race one of these types of machines out there on the water. That is an incredible achievement, isn't it?
Absolutely, and actually his neighbor, who was a powerboating racing driver, introduced him and encouraged him to get a license to drive boats. And he was awarded the King's Jubilee Medal by the King of Sweden. It's pretty swanky.
If that was me, I'd wear that all the time. I'd never take it off.
Do you think he's wearing it in the boat?
I bet he's wearing it in the boat.
I would.
I bet it gets hot in it though. Good hot medal.
Oh yes. Team Abu Dhabi 5 still in first position. Dubai Police is so close. I'm sure they're waiting for the right opportunity to make a move on their rivals. We can hear the rest of the pack. Followed Team Abu Dhabi 4 in third position. HPI Racing in fourth. Foresti Aswadi is suddenly cutting. They're having some engine issues. It seems like they're going off course.
Yep, they've taken a sharp left at the chicane. They've gone straight ahead, and it looks like their race may be over. But as we see 222 offshore, they've had a very, very strong race today. They did mention that they were just not at the races at all this weekend. They were feeling not sorry for themselves, but more understanding that you can't have a competitive meet every single time you go out. And we're just getting confirmation here that was it Forest and Swat? Yeah, you can see them there. They have completely cut their engines out. And that just shows how that is the second vessel that we have had today essentially have a cutout.
Oh, what a shame. Forestier Swati did put a admirable fight, but it just wasn't their day, unfortunately.
They really were putting in a heroic lap, and they seem to have had their engines started again, but I think based on the fact that they're so out of contention now, they're not going to be able to do anything with that.
I think this is a testament, Stu, to how hard these drivers actually pilot these machines. I mean, you have Forestier Swati suffering some form of issue, Pasta Amato, Team 6, Team Kuwait.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. And, they know that this is the last race of what has been a very compact and very challenging season. Obviously, we'd had a break of nearly 2 years as a result of what's been going on in the world around us. But all the teams, the championship, the host cities have managed to pull this together and put on wonderful shows and a very competitive championship. But those engines can only take so much. But we see here Abu Dhabi 5, they've still got their pedal to the metal, their throttle open at full chat. And they're not letting up at all. If they can't win the championship, they want to finish this championship with a win, as Rashid Al Tayer and Majid Al Mansouri really do everything that they can to bring home a winner's medal and a winner's trophy from today's racing action. But Dubai Police really are quite close, but it's very difficult to overtake in certain conditions when you've got the rooster tail behind. Not only is visibility massively compromised, and you can see that it's very difficult to see a racing line, and somehow these drivers make it stick on occasion. It's beyond me, the skill of these pilots.
Truly is. And we're currently in lap 17. Not much more to go. What a way to end the year, huh? With this, a bit of great powerboat racing. I guess this signals only good things to come.
Absolutely. The XCAT Championship has been going from strength to strength. We were speaking earlier today with UIM President Rafiel Akuli, who gave us an incredible insight into what it means, both for the championship, but also for himself and the bodies that he represents, that the pinnacle of powerboat racing, which this is so tight, so well maintained, so well supported by both audiences, fans, but also teams. We have incredible number of teams that commit to this championship, and we are now getting ready for the final lap of this race, of this championship, and of this year. And I think at this point, it's looking more and more obvious.
Team New Star hit some waves there.
Yeah, they
to keep control of their.
They nearly lost their way there. Fair play to those to that pilot for keeping it on the straight and narrow there.
Dubai Police looking super streamlined though, as they putting the throttle to the max. You can see they're so close to Team Abu Dhabi 5. It's going to be a super close one.
And it does look like Abu Dhabi 5 are going to bring home the victory. They're going to finish the year with a win, but it is looking like it will be Dubai Police that win the championship with a second place finish. Bearing in mind they did in fact start from stone cold last, and the teams are now going to be entering the final lap. Abu Dhabi first.
Here we go.
Dubai Police are very, very close second.
If they're going to do something, they've got to do it now.
They've got just one short lap to make a move to finish their championship winning season with a win. Now they did win yesterday. Maybe they're not greedy, but they also aren't going to push it so far. We've seen a couple of teams already lose their engines, and they are not going to risk doing that on this final lap, because if their engines cut out, that makes Abu Dhabi 5 the 2021 UIM XCAT World Champions. But as it stands, the home team, the legends that are Dubai Police, well, it looks like they are going to be bringing home every single point that they need.
And we have the man himself, for those who don't know, Dr. Raffaele Chiulli, the UIM president, holding the XCAT flag quite proudly, I must say, getting ready to hold the checkered flag.
And this is exciting stuff.
Ooh, here we go. You can see Team Abu Dhabi 5 in the distance.
They're bringing up the back straight.
I can't deal with this, Stu. This is
As we went into
biting.
it really is. As we came into today's race, as a result of the disqualification for Dubai Police, it meant that everything was on the table. There was everything to play for, and they've come up from last place, stone cold last, to put themselves in second position. But it does look like it's going to be a win for Abu Dhabi 5, followed by Dubai Police, and then Abu Dhabi 4 are currently holding the third position. So almost a carbon copy of yesterday's performance, other than the top two being swapped around.
I've got to say though, Stu, a massive well done to all of the competitors. Team 6 also displayed a masterful display of powerboat racing. Dubai Police made their promise true that when the hatch closes, we will just not give up and keep fighting. Team Abu Dhabi, both team boat number 5 and number 4, and the checkered flag is being waved by UIM President.
And there we have it. Abu Dhabi 5 have won the very last race of this season's championship. They have finished on a high.
Congratulations to Rashid and Majid.
And we're just waiting.
Dubai Police.
And there we have it.
Well done, Arif and Nadir. Well done. In third place went Abu Dhabi 4, and in fourth HPI Racing Team, who was actually very, very close to crossing the finishing line.
HPI, who have had, if there was a vote for Team of the Weekend, well, they probably lose this championship off the ground this year.
And Giovanni Capitella and Darren Nicholson now cross the finishing line, ending in 5th position. Waiting on the rest of the pack to cross the finishing line.
And they really did start to fan out towards the end. You know, pace really did show.
In the team victory have crossed Eric Stark and Mohamed Al Yamahi, followed by Team GB of Scott Williams and Martin Campbell. Big well done to Team GB as well. They
brand new man behind the tiller there. He'd never raced this type of course before, so a huge achievement. And there we see Team Abu Dhabi 5 there, just climbing out of their cockpit. They must be understandably disappointed, but they shouldn't be. They have put in a heroic battle for this championship. They should be very, very proud of their performance, because they really have made this one just an unforgettable season, an unforgettable show, but one of the tightest competitive UIM XCAT championships in memory. It really has been a wild ride.
And Team Pasta Amato have crossed their finishing line.
And that near enough concludes the pack. But a huge congratulations to Abu Dhabi 5, who won the final race of the year. It puts them in good stead as we head into what will be an even more exciting championship in 2022. Make sure that you keep your eyes peeled for information on the championship details for next year, the destinations, the locations, the teams, and of course how you can watch every piece of the action of the UIM XCAT World Championships. That does conclude the 2021 championship, but we shall see you again for the 2022 championship.
Can't wait for that, Stu. Can't wait for it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.